Welcome! In this video, we're going to review the 3 easy steps to rebuilding your credit after bankruptcy. So stay tuned, bankruptcy bailout buddies. All right. Welcome, debtors and borrowers, to Bankruptcy Bailout. My name is Matt Burkus, Colorado bankruptcy and debt relief attorney, and our motto is debt ruins lives, not bankruptcy. So today we're going to talk about the 3 easy steps to rebuild your credit after bankruptcy. And the key point to take away from this is don't overthink it and don't micromanage your credit. But the 3 steps are to 1, repair, 2, rebuild, and 3, relax. So the first step is to repair your credit if need be. So about a month after your bankruptcy discharges or ends, you're going to want to pull your credit report and see how your accounts are being reported. Okay, now a note here. Bankruptcy does not erase your credit report. All your accounts that were there prior to the bankruptcy are going to be there after the bankruptcy. The key is to make sure that they're reporting properly. So what's supposed to be updated when you file bankruptcy on your credit report? So for each account that was part of the bankruptcy, the status/comment section should indicate that the account is closed, and it may have a notation that says included in bankruptcy or discharged in bankruptcy. And then the balance on the account should be 0. So that's how those accounts should look. And if they don't look like that, if they still show as open or some other status besides closed and included in bankruptcy, then they're inaccurate and you should dispute them. Now, a word of caution here. That's what the update should look like if the accounts were open and active before the bankruptcy. If some of your accounts were already closed or charged off prior to the bankruptcy, those accounts are not going to be updated, and they don't have to be updated because they were already closed before the bankruptcy, right? So for open accounts, the closing event is the bankruptcy, so they should reflect it being closed and included in bankruptcy. If an account was closed prior to the bankruptcy, there's nothing further to do with that account. So it's still going to show as closed, charged off, and the balance should reflect as 0. So that's what you need to do to repair your credit if they're not reporting like that. And then another note here is your secured debts. And this is a bit of bad news for you. When it comes to secured debts, if you're going to keep those debts, and secured debts are your car loans, your mortgages, if you're going to continue to pay that, unfortunately, your credit report is not going to reflect those payments in the future after your bankruptcy. And the reason for that is that technically you've discharged those debts in the bankruptcy, and the creditor is no longer obligated to report those payments even though you continue to make them. And just relax, there really is nothing you can do about that. Except at some point you either sell the car, buy another one, and then that will report, or you can refinance those debts later on down the road if you can get a better deal, and then once you refinance the debt, those payments will then track. All right? So that's repair. Most of the time, you don't really need to do anything here. You just need to check your credit report and make sure that everything's reporting properly. In the event that there is an error or two, then you dispute it with the credit reporting agencies, and 9 times out of 10, that's going to fix the problem. Step number 2, and this is the most important step, is to rebuild your credit. The number 1 factor that goes into credit scoring is credit usage and payment history. So you have to use credit and make payments. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do as soon as your bankruptcy discharges is get a credit card. Any credit card. Doesn't matter. And since you're just coming out of bankruptcy, most likely that credit card is going to be a secured credit card or some sort of subprime credit card with an annual fee. That's okay. But what you want to do with it is once you get that card, it's probably going to have a small balance on it, or available balance, like $500, $1,000. Is you want to charge a balance to it each month, less than 10%, so maybe a tank of gas or 2, and then pay it off each month, and do that every single month. Because what you're doing is you're reestablishing a positive payment history, and that's going to do more to improve your credit than anything else you can do. And then in about 9 to 12 months of doing that, you will begin to receive credit card offers in the mail. And you're going to want to start applying for those credit cards. And your goal is to have 3 credit cards. Now, once you have 3 credit cards, that's great. And you do this with each one of them. And then once you sort of reestablish your credit, you do this about a year, you're probably going to want to dump that first credit card or dump any credit card that has an annual fee. Now, I know you credit micromanagers are going to flip out about, what about credit history? What about credit longevity? It's only been a year. It's not going to matter, and you're paying a stupid annual fee for nothing. All right? Dump the annual fee. You don't need to pay it. All right? So get a credit card, charge a little bit on it each month, and pay it off each month. Reestablish that payment history. And then lastly, relax. Time is your friend. Time is going to heal your credit report. The nice thing about, or the saving grace of bankruptcy on your credit report and credit scoring is that it's a one-time event. So it doesn't have a continuation or life. So the older it gets, the less it counts toward your credit score. Okay? So just relax. Don't micromanage your credit. You don't need to worry about it. Just utilize credit, make your payments, and live a financially responsible life, and your credit will take care of itself. So that's it. 3 easy steps to rebuild your credit: repair, rebuild, and relax. And your credit will heal itself. My name is Matt Burkus, Colorado Bankruptcy and Debt Relief Attorney. I offer initial phone consultations to residents of Colorado for the purposes of bankruptcy, and we look forward to working with you. Take care.